Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, Chiwempala. This is TVBAKWETU. My name is Elias Munshya, and I'm coming to you live from Calgary, Alberta. And I'm not alone here. I am with Gladys Storm, who is coming to you live from which country, Gladys? Oh, you're muted.
I'm sorry. Good evening, viewers. Mwashubukeni chungulo mkwai. I'm coming from kuchalo cha Talala, kuchalo cha Fita, kunoni ku Denmark, kuli ba Peter Schmeichel. Chungulo mkwai.
All right. Now, Denmark, kuchalo cha Fita. Where is Denmark exactly? Because some of us tualishwa ni ku Europe. Nomba ni kuisa side. Nimpe pina ku German.
Nimupe pina ku Sweden. Filiabalanda tinga mwasange chimuti nga mopo mwala sange chimuti nenga nde ya blue nomba pachikona mwende ko fe 2 kilometers mwala pasanga.
Okay. Ni vyo fina ku Denmark ni kuisa timpe pina ku Sweden. No how twala ya Swedish edvediash.
Northern Europe.
All right. In Canada, I think Canada is sana because to additional geography. So Canada just above America. Nimpe. Very, very close to America. Anyway, number wa Gladys, not kuateria shiti tarisana lelo. And so it's going to be a very interesting discussion. Number Bazambia balete ya. And uboafe wako bat Bazambia ngabalete at BP abantu ila nina sana. So njishi wefe abantu barachi tarelo.
Bazambia ngabalete abantu efo balachita lelo. Bazambia ngabalete abantu efo balachita. Ubwalwa bulapwa.
Mwana wetu wa mwana.
Mkwaye mwana.
All right. That's
Mkwaye.
wonderful.
Good night, Scott. Na chubwalo bwala pwa munani mubia olo. So ili ashirika ya tata. Ati ili ashirika ya mayo.
At the goal already is 2-0. If I'm it never at it's 2-0 already. Alabwafia. Anyway, we need to start off so that abantu won't for, because they are going to stop watching Tunisia versus Shani. Balaisa mkutamba ifwe.
Bazambia bawine chungulo.
2-0 already.
Kwali wokujombolola ba Munshya. Bazambia bawine chungulo. Lila line ba kipa na batalala baya bika mona kasalu kukona bala wina.
Yara wakanshe it too. Okay. I think Tawama sana. Gladys is predicting. Nomba kuliri ashikuzambia mwe. Na tumfuati barefwa okuiminina na kairi mu 2026 bashita sila. This is a very, very strong rumor yakwa wati barefwa okuiminina na kairi mu 2026. Amutishani. Bashimwana ati barefwa okuiminina baremona ati awe takapwiri akapuno okulowa iyo. Takapwire. So ili barefwa okubwerelapo ati ili ashirika ya mayo. Barefo okubwerelapo nomba barefo okwisapo irishapo turi otwashalirepo ba Munshya eto barefo okwisabwerera ngani fishi fyashere
iri ashirika aya utwasha ati nani akwete kasaka kandalama tonse turi otwashalapo ati sontopo wabomberepo barefo okwisa sonta
so barefo okubwerelapo mukuiba
ili ashirika ya nifo fine fo mulelanda bale fo kwisa pwirikisha ati wa umana fyala ati apumina limo so tabala mupwirishisha na fyala bale fo kwisa pwirishisha.
Yeah, awo kwena mwandini chikabipa sana, but it's a very credible rumor. It appears like even some parts of the PF, they are getting ready. It's inevitable. No, but the complication here is there's going to be, I think they've got to find either a person who takes care of Kapoto Kabo as PF president, and then Bakase Wiram 2025. Nangu, he's just going to forgo his retirement benefits, and Gabachta forgo his retirement benefits, then he stays on as Patriotic Front leader. I don't know which option is going to work over there.
That's why it is this is why it is a rumor. Ngalbalefila no kuchitana nkane no kuchita agree within the party ati yo twalaisa mupidisha na bena na bemona nkane lulu obe mine. Iraine abakwati nandikane ni chinsambu nsambu ati no shali momo shali. Kabiri abene bachisushi na bena ati na yo na inende fo kubakateka. Nabambi abaleti ntana na wena ati yo ndefo ayo kubakateka. So kuli ati ku akanatiwe ngawaisa abakateka. Nomba tukesa mkwaka nina pakati. Nomba ile moneka kwa titaya akachitike kwenda baba nanikane ba Munshya. Anangu kuchirima nanikane chirima ati mangufu taya akachitike. The lion and the lioness are waiting. Makesa ingira mkanwa kankala munakanwa kambwa.
Chika chakawa meyo. Nomba, what I've noticed, Gladys, is usually ex-ruling parties, the problem is ex-presidents, they don't want to leave and leave for good. They never do that. In 1991, when Chiluba beat Kenneth Kaunda, but Kenneth Kaunda bachta retire, Belela. Immediately after, Mchita Tifitu Mundukulabati, Every no. I'm going to stop. I'm going to retire. I'm going to let the party move on. Kaunda, within a few weeks, decided to come back. And to date, UNIP has never recovered. And it has never recovered because perhaps Kaunda, instead he still continued wanting to lead UNIP. It didn't work. MMD, the same thing happened in MMD. Arabi, after the shock defeat by Michael Sata, decided to retire. And then a few weeks later, and so caused a lot of confusion in MMD. Number, it looks like history is repeating itself. Now, 2021, after Baba Sepa, by 1 million votes, Africa. 4 weeks later, he still wants to continue. What do you think?
It's very possible. It's just a pity that there will be no man who's going to be a president like Nelson Mandela. The leaders of today, especially our African leaders, they have been so selfish that they don't want to give away power. When the people are still at okay, they don't want to reserve that respect the people the people they have given you, because when they are in power, when they go back tema minyonzi yabo aba bashani na mashati yo se ni mumone kuno nakatutwa bale bashani na nombanga bachitanani kanenga baleka bafuma into power bayalala tikwe ifo nachindeme fidia nomba uliefo bale mupela amaka awe na ene kwena I think in Alebwelelapo looking at they're trying to capitalize on all the small things bale labati. I'm giving the example of today, but the government which is on today, it has not been in power for a very long time. Batampo kupenda tikaliana kalioko batulaire na kaliana kalioko batulaire. I think but instead of saying let it go. Epo bafira nomba banjerela na kalioko banjebera tibanshako tabamfumye. Awe let me let it go. Palabaleto tatkwena. Nemisebo nangu bapangire shakwe bati bali alunda pati yoto alipoka kumona kaloba kambwelelepo fye balabako lili abantu baletota, they still want to come back into power pakwe bati bakese batuka bakabalolela. The lions and the lioness will be waiting bakesa banka cause bachitanga balala balekwata ama sleepless night at ya efo chaponda kuja nachiponda kulya nachiponda na inewe inengefo bale nchitira filafine kanshinga bale punda fye bonse bakapitao balanda tiyo kanshina batampokula panga ama strategies at na inewe inenkabwerera potukese yakana bwingi lekeni nkesheko tukabwerere potukabwerera pokabiri fitabala ifilayo batulaire tabala tupela so it's possible kubwererapo kanshi balelole na ifo tulelolela
tamwaka basheyo
tukesa banka.
Yeah. I don't know if it's take a kanshi in power because when muntu wateka for 7 years waiba watsa mismanage ichalo waleta akapaturula ka mitundu all this confusion and then after 7 years taulefwayo kulekera maybe bakuchita defeat now it's not like or self map of fear in your own goodwill bakuchita defeat by 1 million votes like Gladys 1 million votes, which means you are completely defeated, you've been beaten, you've been sidelined, you've been it's bakolopola 1 million votes, you still want to think that you can go back. I don't understand.
Shock.
Chimo no muntu wakubata yakukana owe muntu bakukana not that bakukana once but bakukana emiku 1 million and then webere na rabwekera po festiu moni nshuri muntu washani tani kula bako
but this is the thing we have to talk about even more often. Twalikwate chipatale chobaita China hospital, and that China hospital, it's a pity. I think abantu abayakoba no sana. We have a lot of people who needs to be checked out in their heads. Abantu abakwatama psychological problems, and majority of intungulu shishesu, they really need to be checked. Not that I'm saying at na pena the degree. Umuntu onse, every human being is a mad person. It's degrees if yari pusana. We have some madness in all of us. The degrees are just different. No.
China mleave peshafe. Mlenje bani China ma au mkwaita pava. Inesha mfuapo muntu wa China ma. Watu ibira polo pia. Oaleta kapatulula ka mutundu. Oaive mpia sha misebo. Au nsha mfuapo. Mwamona. Chokansha, I think China ma. It's innocent. It's a hospital. Abate bu China ma yo ungo.
Bungo nomba kabiri ubungo bulya tabapola. Ubungo na bwenanga bwangila na bone marrows. Bwabelela umuntu ngabelela obufi ati busakala nyongo n'obufi n'obule fyendela pamo kabiri bale sankana bonse fyendela pamo so umuntu ngabelela efya ifofine ati na mailo na lelo panono fye ifofine fyaingila na mumnani kali bone marrows mumutoto alefiro okuleka. So that kind of a person needs help, needs to be checked. Mumutwe monse. Na even physically, alanda kuna bashinganga bamuafu ako kuleka obungo na buka bwalala na busakala nyongo fyonse pamupene chimochini. And videfi patala byali ba empty. Abeni abalweli abako eba nono abalweli abengi bali munani kani mu society mumwesu mu society. Intungulu shishingi na abantu fya abatunturu na abantu fya abantu fya abashikwete n'obutungulu shina bena ebengi intungulu shina shweshingi.
Okay.
They need to
understand. Na understand uko chira chipatala ngefe UTH yaba na China na yonefe yaba fipatala fya abantu abalwele. Nomba inecho ndechita kufe disagree. Kupanga link iya kwebati icho ababantu bare ibiro lupia lwachalo. No kuteke ifya madongo nicho bali ruwala no I don't think akweka link eko nachita ko disagree nako
ubungo bulwele bamusha ubungo bulwele bukabolala bulwele if it's not treated
no but that
person will keep stealing.
Okay, twala ipsha abantu betwebe whether ubungo bulwele takwa bako diagnosis yakwe bati umuntu wayibati ati ni diagnosis mulenje baba fiance efiba ibani diagnosis
bwalingira bone marrows bali fyali kano kuleka balefwa iko kubatwala kuli banani kani kuli ba psychology abenga bafwako efa baingaleko kwiba kuti baleka shani behavior change. There needs to be that baba fwako behavior change baba leta ko munshire isuma.
I think ni mumulefo okuyabonda baba bantu ine na firo ukusanga connection. In any case balefo okubwera in 2026 imwe advice yenu kuli balungu yashani atibeka bwera
tabafwiri okubwera ndakesa mkuchitenshi efe basendo obwingi mwababikira po kubelela ati yo imwe nangu ife fyonse fyo mwatusendera ishe swindala mesho twaleli pila fwebene taxpayers money shida shonse sho mwale senda nefyo mwale olunda po emitengo kumisebo nefi mutengo efe fyonse fyo vale senda elo mwise mubweshe umungo mwabweshe omungo ine nabakana ine palwandi nabantu banje abena chalo abena Zambia twabakana on behalf of my fellow Zambians twabakana umungo natulefa bakabolala.
Okay, so gamwatumone the past elections the Patriotic Front as a party it overperformed Edgar Lungu, particularly in key constituencies like Copperbelt na Kulusaka. Ngamwasasa nkanyama numbers yons mwana sango kwebati Edgar Lungu lost. If you compare parliamentary votes, ayoba PF basendere, nama presidential votes, Edgar Lungu underperformed his MPs. I think this tells me Edgar Lungu was a damaged brand. I think he is the one who was in fact responsible for the downfall of the Patriotic Front. When you just look at the math, unfortunately, particularly Copperbelt na Kulusaka, I think he was one damaged brand. Let's look at this. Bowman Lusambo in Kabushi wins, and yet Edgar Lungu trails Hakainde Hichilema by several thousand votes in Kabushi. In Kwacha, in Kitwe, Malanji performs far much better as an MP than Edgar Lungu. Edgar Lungu loses to Hakainde Hichilema in Kwacha. In nearly every constituency copper belt, Edgar Lungu underperformed when you compare him with his MPs, which means he was a very damaged brand. And I don't know why any sane PF person would be thinking that bringing back Edgar Lungu in 2026 would help the party win. What do you think?
Mufyashinga alekolo munganda naye n'okusema okukifankisha lyonse ubwa alyalashita munganda but lyonse fyakolwafi lyonse fyakolwafi n'okuya mukukifankisha kwena nangu kunanikane kwena n'abafyashi kuti n'abakana n'abakita disoni nati muli bafyashi bandi mwali mfyala but ndemi kita disoni. So okay. This is under ama nanikane ama MPs abale chita nanikane abale chita perform bwino. It's also because bale bonfye ndalama and insala na bwena bulwele. Ba Munshya, I'll give you an example. Somebody comes nanguni mumishi nanguni mumananikane muma township omwine. Somebody comes taukwete obunga kunganda elwaisa kupela nanikane. Well, it's common knowledge. Yeah. Now insala.
But Gladys, here's the issue. The issue is regardless of what they used, Edgar Lungu still underperformed when you compare him with his party on the copper belt, right?
Yeah.
So they were using the same thing. Malanji was still using the same things, right? He corrupted the entire Kwacha constituency. Nevertheless, he corrupted the entire Kwacha constituency. Nevertheless, he still performed. He was still doing it in the name of the Patriotic Front, but he performed better. He won. Edgar Lungu lost in Kwacha. Which means that Edgar Lungu is a damaged brand. You can't, if you are trying to rebrand, you cannot use the same damaged guy to be your torch bearer. It can't work.
No, you cannot. And it's the same thing. I'm still going back to the same thing. I know that you're trying to tell me at Yahweh if you're when you don't have control, really. Taukwete control. Abana bobe isha nankane isha chibuku nangu katata nangu nankane kachasu na okwata. Uleshta shena. Umwana ati dadi mpelen kwempye shakwira kuskulu wa mutana. Na mailo ikopine wa yashtaka chasu chibuku. Dadi mpeni kwenda lamani nkwata ya exam awe nshikwete but ule mutana. What do you expect? That child is going to lose respect because taule mpela ma priorities taule chita respect atuli omwana akuti aisaba konga yo wine we wishe fyoli. Iwo we wishi wachita nankane wachita prioritize ukuya mkushita chibuku nangu kachasu. Ero hata no mwana ndala mashaku skulu. And it goes on and on and on and on. And what do you expect? Bane baba le Monaco. Kulanda twena batata balya baleta n'abana endala mashaku skulu. You lose that respect.
Right.
And pachipanda ili ashiria yalilesa bankana mwalishwefo lyapyanga omuliro. Ulusa respect bakutana tilekeni bali amkuno nani kali bali amkuno kajave.
At my audio wino no ufya shwa ikwata. No mbaba no wafya.
Yes,
I think that's what used to happen, and so it's pretty sad. Anyway, in the event that he doesn't go on, Balungu Taba Chitire, because personally, here's my advice: don't run, retire. I think leave the Patriotic Front alone, and then go away. You try to recover, you know. And that would be my advice to President Edgar Lungu, Dr. Edgar Lungu.
My advice, Munshya, I would say that, the entire PF, it's not, when one nut just spoils everything, one rotten nut, it spoils everything. And I just don't believe that the entire PF, why not bring those people, ati rebranding, ngabale for kuchita brand. Why not choose somebody else? Ushkweteko tomfuikako nokumfuikako aba feel on a low profile ngabale for elo batampo kula muchita gumu ngabale for kuba ku background instead ukuleta olubalala olwabola ulwayishibikwa tuluna alubola nga washeta mu fyonse fya sasa. Why not bring that kind of a person? I'm sure he's there out there, but selfishness yaba nankani yaba PF naba shukulu babo lele nga tibachite rebrand takwabo kuchita rebrand kwa msango efyo takwaba. So my advice is basange kwa kanyaka lyaka afyalwa bakachite groom ero bakachite rebrand.
Kwali bati we are rebranding but bali abe nabalimo ebalimo at you are rebranding nishini rebranding ya msango shani hiyo. What kind of rebranding is that? Yaku chipata. Mwebena chipata mtu webeko limbi abena chipata bareo mfwa bala tuweba mwebena chipata ni rebranding ya msango shani yako but you are rebranding but bajabe nabalimo mufyaka ebalimo na nomba nishi. What kind of rebranding is that? Kopenta pofye
bale penta bulunga yali ku right baya chinjisha ku left elo balete ali ku nankane ku left nga kwali red baya bika ku right ati twachita rebrand iyo tefo ibo tefo
so they'll have a conference convention in June next year. By June next year kwalepo komwebo kwalepa you say twakula exchange between now and June. What are you doing? It's very easy. Iwe kuchita retire. Wasamba mo. Walemba kalata. I have retired, I've resigned. Washira kobambi waya. Ero nomba party. Yaya convention. Yaya sala. Uwo balefwaya. Not that we are still around. What else are you trying to do?
Kushere po ba Munshya kufuma batampe fyokula okunani kadati ndani akweteka saka kandala matawe nomba kwene shine leken tulongeko kuti twayakula ko twayakula ko mushi kumbi
kutibaya ikala ko kwino ko balea nomba. But Gladys, there are several options that are being proposed about successors, right? Before you coffee somebody completely new.
That's what I'll say. Otherwise, the bad thing about it, or not even the bad thing. Actually, that's the wonderful thing about it, that PF has been making their own history. So if I wish somebody, writers out there, wherever you are, you can gather all the information, the filthy government of PF. There is documentation out there. All you need to do is go paper internet, Mwatampa, you can scroll back up to 2016, Mwatampa and the filthy government, Mulelemba documentation. So what they can do is, instead linked those, we know them. I'm not gonna mention your names, you know yourselves because you have documented documentations pa social media. Bonse bali mweba linked mweba shale mweba mfuika ko tumashina. Stay put, stay away. Mufumeko ngafilianga bakutenenka kuchienga wafumako wafwa mufumeko twambe chipya bali abonse abashande elkwasende kashina abali mu PF na bena ba staunch PF bali abekala ku background bali abali shwa PF bachita. Probably those ones will be the best person to brand them. Ngamlepo kuchita rebrand tumiebe ko tatwa kwataka so ya kuchita nani kani ya kupela amano aya nani kani ya free tatuledi pirisha instead ngamweba ikatako concept mtu alimishi, but then you are running a losing battle. Tamwakapita fyafine mwale pundati ati ngabamye bati tamwakapite kwena na imwebene kwena tamwakapite.
Yeah.
But Munshya, on the other end, PF benyabo bale umfa obviously. You can't underestimate them. They'll bounce back in 2026 if they can use another strategy. We can't be surprised. We can't be surprised because politics is it's a dating game. and it's full of surprises. So, nanguni ba UPND abene abale umfwa, you have to keep your enemy close, because if you try to shut them away, you don't know their moves. So keep them close and watch what they are doing, and don't underestimate them, because if you underestimate them, mukesa kwata mashoku na mwebene tukesa landa tina limbi turefa tutuite kobana nkani bashinganga kuchipatala. So keep your enemies close.
Right, and know the kind of things that they are scheming. Anyway, so you are looking at finding at if you're muntu. Another problem that I find with that is it's very tough. The issue is, in order for a political party to survive in Zambia, it must have a regional stronghold. Ngatamkwete regional stronghold nishi, you can't govern. You can't be an effective opposition. And so will the PF concentrate on the Eastern Province and Bemba areas? Are they going to transform those into their strongholds? I really don't know. But if they are to become an opposition party of consequence, then they've got to think about how do they make those into strongholds. I don't think that they're going to be strongholds for a very long time. So, Kansha, I think PF is gone, right?
PF is gone, and also nangumuleshtisha, when you're selling a product, you can't sell the same product over and over to more strongholds. Oko tule chitafi market iyo naba na market aba pa market tabashtisha fya chibwabwa. They want to attract also new customers. By attracting new customers, bashtisha ko chibwabwa, bashtisha ko tomato, and also that tribal line kills everything. It kills totally everything. Today we are so diverse, where we get married kuri bakalunda bakachokwe bashanyuko twa ati bashani ba Munshya twaliba mixed. So imitundu, it doesn't even count. Imitundu muleyo na wila fe. So try another channel. Not here actually mule chita rebrand ati sentu bike mona tribalism mule ipa yafe, because abana benu abo bene bakesa upa ule winota mule fwaya ule wino mule pangira mana nkana kabiri eba moneka la bwini bana mulenga mafiga ya bana mulenga eba moneka bwino abo bene ebo bakesa konkelo bakese mi cha 10-0 because oba mule kanya kabiri mwana nga mule mkanya tidekefyo walapya Ulakwinoko mulemwe bati walapya eko Alebwelela kabiri ulemwe bati walapya lefu okwishibe echo alapira chinshi. So yo ine tribe mulele tati yo tribalism achika sinkande yang kanesonde tribalism ingufwe tribalism ngachina manshi.
I think that's what we did when we were in fact campaigning very, very heavily for the UPND. Ever to our baby imwe Dionse mushowa fya tonga ero to abe woko bati kanshi tuesheko. Antu byonse mwayiminina fya batonga fyonse fitonga twebe aho kanshi uyu ino mtonga na ateke konankwe tukayibwene fwenka
emkwe
kwena leteka fyo kwena koliko tuma nomba in the grand scheme of things adeteka fyo bwino, you know, koliko but in the grand scheme of things adifyo bwino not tuibwena fwenka. So I don't think tribalism is going to work anyway. Kwadi Misebo, I just want you to know, Gladys, if you are not up to date with this news. So from 2016 to 2021, Kwadi Bama roads are betama feeder roads. Now, ama feeder roads, it means to Misebo to know. Uma provinces. Alamwandini, the minister gave the list of where they had contracts for these feeder roads. It's very sad. Kanshi for imwena ineva Gladys, Nangutumona Tiolwapula had tremendous influence on the in the Edgar Lungu administration. Emisebo 612 kilometers for feeder roads. 612 kilometers for in 5 years. Imagine how many ministers did Luapula have? 612 kilometers. Mise Weshingi, Eastern Province, Northern Province, Tamuchenga. Now, I have no quarrels, but Mise Weshingi, particularly Eastern Province, feeder roads. Number, if we work on a wino, Northwestern Province, Gladys, 0. No feeder roads, no contracts for feeder roads in 5 years for Northwestern Province. Number, Western Province, Kachinga 123. Southern Province, 95 kilometers roads. So Northwestern, Western, and Southern Province, 250 kilometers worth of road contracts for feeder roads. Elo nomboku kwesuku, the rest. Now, imagine the kind of tribalism and discrimination. What else? What else would explain why a government would not give roads to the Zambezi provinces?
The problem is, even if they don't make roads kuma Northwestern Province ukokwine, it doesn't mean that the people who are living there, they are staunch just Northwesterners.
Right.
Kuli abantu abapatankana kulya kwine ku Northwestern, kuli ababemba, kuli aba kuchipata, kuli aba kulwapula. And then ninani ole umolupi tali unishulupi lule kuwelelo le itoba wemwine. You think you are slapping them, but they are slapping you back.
Right.
And this is the result. We can see on the result today that okay, you are trying to punish this specific area, but the area where you are trying to punish, they punish you back. You thought that you got the power, but wala but nuwebo kaboy, nuwebo kaboy, ba boss ni bali abaliko. Kaboy so kolo pero baisa kutobolu piwa wine. We wale munati nuwebo botero waisa ishwati kashite ine botsi, kashi ni nebo kaboy. And this is the end result. Ule munakwati waba punisha. Let's just do away with them because back Northwestern Province, you're forgetting that we are mixed. Tualipatankana, ababe mbaba, ushi, abalozi, they're all there. It's not just Northwesterners, staunch Northwesterners.
Yeah, and so it's very sad. Now, what has happened in the new budget is the UPND government, what it has done is it has taken money and it taken to each constituency so that it's the constituencies of Akulasala what to do with that money, which is pretty good. When they are the ones that are deciding where to take the resources. That's why Eastern Province 1,900 kilometers. Northwestern 0. Northwestern na shown 0. It's pretty bad. Number under the new thing, CDF now millions, billions billions. They are now going to each and every constituency. Northwestern is not going to lag behind. Western is not going to lag behind. Naifeluapula is not going to lag behind. Kanshi, it's an approach it's promoting the entire country. I think this is the best strategy.
It is the best strategy, and let the best team win. That's what I can say. To Ala Mona, that's when we can clearly see who's got the brain and who cannot even spell, who cannot even debate, who cannot even put 1 + 1. This is the time it's going to show, because this is the time you have to be creative. This is the time you have to involve your people in your community and say, how are we going to use these funds? How are we going to improve our community? So twalaba mona bambina tubeshi bano kubeshi abale danda olati indala mashachepa mwalibelele shakuiba mu matumba shireshu mwaleiba. But this time it's eco mathematics. 1 + 1, it's not equal to 2. It's 1. This is the time you should use your team. Do it, work as a team. Na abantu benu, involve them. Involve them. Not mutampio kulanda tinda la mashache papantumulela that what is 2 million. 2 million into ntwala fiaba na mkushita McDonald's. Not this time. So twala mi no.
Now over that list, you watch the release of the roads. You see what used to happen, and Zambia sometimes when we were exposing the road in the Patriotic Front. Now, of course, the Patriotic Front has lost power, but they still want to come back, and they are lying. You know, they want to lose election. But to reflect. No. Bantu lose my elections. 1 million votes. Nomba bakonkanya po pama no fee. Now, to mentalities to they've continued. If the Patriotic Front lost this election, elo nomba vaya chitashani vaya ichenchenta wino. You know, that's the introspection which songo vya balanda. Introspection. Tets to the konkanya pokula bashoba mwevo. Nomba icho tulela ndirapo nicho tabakwete ukuichefia. Nothing. And so what they used to do is contract, ngabalemba contract. Vale ipela fyama contract kwana kani mkwangala. They just find the road, buy pela contract, baba di pila ko half, shirienda lama vale bomfya nomba makada zukuchitashandi to flash everywhere. Because this is how it works. Ngachakutila we muntu basa kupela olupia. That is not tied to any production. You're going to flash it. It's simple. Because it's not tied to any production. Impia shon say she tied to production. She akuisa she more production. She afole shabantu ama salaries. Takwabo muntu uchita flash salary. Mwana po muntu uchita flash salary. Takwaba. It's because na shibombela shidia and they can't be flashing it. The only people who uchita flash in Dalama because that money is not tied to any production. That is what used to happen under the Patriotic Front. Wale tuwa tiuma businessmen. Ma businessmen bama contract. Baya makadas baba pela contract yako atikasanka kuisoko road. Baba pela ko half. Shirienda lama shiria baba pela. Esho nomba bambo kula chita wave. They've not hired workers. They've not paid any remittances. They've not paid tax on it. They've done nothing on it. That is the confusion that we have currently.
Atinda la mashakwi baba nani ba Munshya la mashakwi ba muntu ngaibenda la matashikokola. Tashikokola kabiri you don't know tawashi bomfe sho mutwe. Tawashi bombele you don't have a plan. You don't even know what to do with it. So shalako. Kula enda kwati ni bana nkane na nefya kutumba tiro bale abalesha bale nama disco sana no kula folesha pe bale posa sana endalama na abajaiva na bale ingira kwati kashiki
right okuiviraga
bale ivira
shakuiva
imdalama shakuiva it goes away like kwatu mukuku.
Yeah.
But the people who have really worked hard for that kind of money, we look at our current president is trying as much as possible to be strategical, methodical, as he say himself, that Impia, it doesn't just want to be flashing money just like that. It has to be used to the intended purpose. Not at Bantunaba Kwatendalama. That's why they are complaining. They are desperate in every single way. Bari abashalamo bakabola ala mutupoto mulya. Bari abali kunsi obo abafumamo baletungirisha balya abasheremo. Because they are really, really desperate. Tabeshi bokwa kufubia ndalama. And the money shiresho bale chitanan kanisho bale chitaspendi. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna be the same thing than today. Because na besalo tupunda tonse. Tulio amalupo zionso mobale ibila na besala. But they are still there. So they are trying to jungle around with the information as much as possible so that bakwete lupo umwakwibira. Nomba bale chitanga ukuiba bale bakwena na tabalale katakulapwa because I mean the government is still new. That's why we were saying that things are in gafiali pitako fast so that bali abalefo okulai babambi bafuma mu gwangu babanukula fast but they are still there, they're still stealing, they're desperate, they are uprooting all the kind of informations pako bafati bakwate ndalama. And I think that we're moving at a slow pace. Tukwankwa nyeko ba mukukulu bafulisha na bafula, and they are everywhere. They are everywhere. That's why they feel like they have the power, that they are steering the government. That's what they feel. Bale feel okufisa because of desperation. They want money. They want more money. That's why bale fano kuwele latina tuwele. They need money. Bale shifuaya. Shide esho bechita spendi ta shide Alebwelelapo yo. At the end of the day, bakesa tampo kwenda na tropical. Ika tulike no kutulika bakese bika kona mawaya. Inkaki show.
Waka kakeko. Anyway, that will be tough. And so we notice that there are several changes that have been brought, and we are very grateful kwabati kuliko ayama changes. Efe tuwale fwaya, ngani finish tuwale fwaya. Icho tuwale edidira ko chalo. It's not that we had any ulterior motives against Bariaba Adipo. No. Icho tuwale edidira ko chalo. Icha kwabati, instead of the money being used for good things, bakongololu pia. And then they manufacture false contracts. I wouldn't be surprised if my contracts, if that we're talking about in Parliament today, I wouldn't be surprised if they are all fake. It was just a way for the Patriotic Front to enrich itself and enrich its people. That was not the right way to do it. And we continue saying the Patriotic Front because these people have not retired. No. But chibare to pange chongo to take him fine no kutukana mwebo mwe. Imagine wakonka ni apono kutukana ni nomba ni chiso mo lisha mo ya msango shana walusa we muntu nomba wakonka ni apo kutukana bantunga walusa ufire wa isa ila somewhere nomba babantu.
The witch hunt they are trying to say at by UPND, but it's a witch hunt. Need destruction. They are trying to distract so that I think they need to be followed. It's not too late. I, for one, I haven't started yet celebrating because the list is very extremely long. Bakabolala, Bengi, Omobali. And some of them, Bambi, I'll be proudly even to mention their names because whenever I that document, Pana social media. Ngabala isa mkunchikatiro mulandu wanshi. Veni abale pangama history yabo. It's gonna be history. Abe shukulu besu wakesa ayasanga. They will remember. Mami inga pirefo mwalelanda. My mother used to do that. As young as they are still, they'll be able to remember this history. At kanshi muna nkane mwali na bakabola ala mwali impupu. And we need them to go. They really need to go. They are still stealing. So inenshila ambok celebrator because vengi.
Right.
Bengi, bambi muledi anabona okuledi no kulya nabenda. They really have to bashira ko abantu bambi nabenda babomba. Bali bakale nomba bali ibira ku munembuto kabiri bashimuntu.
Bali ya fiance.
Bali ku munembuto.
Saying atu bomba muibara nomba tekulira ku munembuto. Nomba bena they just went and stole everything fiance.
Bali la ku munemishira. Bakomba na pambale.
Kaka umekampali nika kwindi chipona palubino kale no kutirira kale putirira kalya kaputirira
niko swe
tikese kapuishe alabwafya sana. This is TV Bakwetu, Elias Munshya here, and I'm chatting with Gladys Storm. I'm in Canada, she's in Denmark. Denmark is near Sweden. TV Bakwetu. Okay, yeah, I think we are back on. TV Bakwetu wants you to subscribe and become a member. So on the page there on Facebook, just hit the subscription button and then subscribe. The reason is we want to continue coming and talking to you and making all these beautiful presentations, you know. So please subscribe and become a member. There is subscription on YouTube. So YouTube, you were saying, no, if we're was YouTube, no. Even on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel at a very, very low rate every month. The reason why we prefer monthly subscription is so that we are in this thing for the long haul, you know. No, we want a long-term relationship, and so we want you to subscribe. Subscribe, means you are in for the long haul. So we are not impressed by the numbers that we have so many people following us. No, the difference is how many people subscribe. That is where the difference is. Gladys, what do you think?
I think obekela te chupo. So kabi today for a long-term relationship. So mulete salam. Mulete salam, wish and long-term at nan for better for worse. Notisha kweba mutukobekere fyawe tulefwe ensalamu. For better for worse, kindly subscribe.
Efe tulefwa my subscription. So I'm a subscription. I'm a stars, yes, thank you for the stars, but even subscription is even better. Subscription. Tulalanda fye sungu bwino ba Gladys. Nangu batuseka limu ati tuwachiramu ekibembe nekyawushimwe
tekitundu kyesu
tuwachiramu ekimbunda nekitonga pano balefu afya tulelanda ekizungu. How are you? I am fine. And how are you? Efe balefu afya tulelanda. No. So you do that. No, but Gladys, the president was in Durban yesterday. He calls himself Chief Marketing Officer. I think how trips Bare taking, they are quite different. He's going to market this country.
I am actually amazed and surprised and proud at the same time that he's putting Zambia on the map, which has not happened in a very, very long time. The last time I remember, the late FTJ, Teka. Kabiri bawushibane bali bawushibane ensume so rest in peace. Whereby nga bafwala na skuna yabo bayamukutandalira efyalo ikisungu nga kyafuma abasungu indala mashambo okupona baletota. And this time we really have somebody who's representing us very well. Is putting the Zambia on the map. It was a pity. I mean, not pity. Sorry. It was actually very. I was feeling very proud to meet somebody who I didn't even expect to know Zambia. That you had some election recently, or he couldn't pronounce the president Yesu, but he could just show it that this is the president. That's really nice. So it's really a brand on his own. He's putting Zambia on the map and also trying to fight, knowing that Zambia tuali palamina kuna mpepi na kuna nkani na kubena mpalamano ku Zimbabwe na tuapalamina kuna kuliba Uganda. But thank God we got retracted and got back into place by our new president. Bafumyako ulubuli ati ulubuli fiko. Ifiko bafumako. It might be there, here and there. It's a process, but it just came to an end within a short possible time. Mwatampa nankane ukui ama yendere n'amairire n'amaifualire apamfwere nankane limbinga bachintobera na TV at now fuale cha red in webo UPND yo nomba nde ende na fyowa sansamuka. So really it's really, we've been recognized by the international community, we've been recognized by the SADC. It's really wonderful. It's branding us very well and representing us very well.
Yeah, thank you. And I have nothing to add, because that's exactly the sentiment that we are receiving from here as well. The fact that he's doing a good job marketing our country. Yesterday in Durban, Chadi did with people that are trying to invest in Zambia and stuff like that. I think our country is in good hands, because when you are president, you are the chief marketing officer of the country. So tekuya fe mukupudira, you know, ya kufialo afe mukutandala, mukupweneka, you know? No. Ngabanya lipo ichimpwena. Anyway, indeke idea bena chirubana ichitari surface ewa bomveshe mailo to fly to Durban. Tabalefo yoko bomfia the new challenge Gulf Stream. So babomveshe idea ine yakale the Challenger jet. Nomba ka nono ka Challenger jet ka nono. So kutumwasenda fya abantu aba nono sana. Gulf Stream at least uti asenda quite a good number of people. Mwalimu na Gulf Stream.
I'm a designer on the expense of the Zambians. We don't buy it. If we had the way, ngatwali balopwele nankane nefi piango nangona nkani ifimutifya magwava. Balele katurela lensa la bayamkulashita nankane bamkushita ama designer whilst we are sleeping angry. Our children are not going to school. It's so pathetic. Some leaders are so selfish. So
no, just so we are clear here, that Tureranda tuye mukulopola abantu. Bantu abantu bala.
No. I mean, it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor.
Okay.
I mean, even nokutana kane nokufulwa na kwena kulopolwa. It's a metaphor. So chiresenda
you are speaking metaphorically. We just want to be clear about that. Tule abantu kuya mukupuma ba PF. No. A member of the PF o bapuma chira kushuko. Even lobi. Okuti konso kwaya bapuma. Konso kwaya baponona. Konso kwaya balopola. It's extremely terrible. No, tatufuire ifwe. As TVBAKWETU. To be misunderstood, we are asking abantu kuya mukulopola. So what you are saying is that it's metaphorically speaking, not literally okubaswira kufyembia fyama governor okubalopola.
But let me also clear again myself. Nifofine ba Munshabalelanda. Te membia ya physical membia. Now even just the words themselves na ena membia kulopola. Amashi.
Elections na yoka. In
fact, wembia bukalamba ni kadi. Kalakene bale shitishanga babulwa nankane babula ka 2 kg baya mukuchitana nankane baya mukupela abantu bale batumfya ero baba poka nani kalakene ka kadi atani kadi kale kasendeni ubungo bobo baya kuchimbusu baya mikushinga kuchimbusu ifine fimbusu bale firwa no kuchitana nankane bale firwa no kukula kumasukuru aya fyo omuntu ama families yakumwesu yakalamba kuti waya mkutumfya omuntu naka 10 kg kabunga senda umpere ko voters card nomba bali abalandi ati ine na naka ababuliri obwembya ati ni obwembya bwandinde esunga ubu bwembya twalopwele. It's very metaphoric. It's not bwembya tatwa miropwele na no bwembya na makofi with a card, a voters card bwembya miropwele
kamwele balopola amapi okubakapa amapi.
Iyo tababa shempere amapi baba shempere amapi na nani kane na voters card
mapi ya voters card ba Grayson Shilukobo abati I sent 930 stars and not recognized. We recognize you, keep it up. Mwandin bishefe nachiranda that we did not recognize you mola bomba. Okay, so thank you very much. You are keeping TVBAKWETU live by your stars, and so we really appreciate you. So this is a shout out to you, my brother Grayson Shilukobo. And if you have a page, I'm asking our followers here, whoever very much the follow page here. Pantumwa bomba. Sana fi. And tuatotera. Wafiupu msonda mulikwi?
Inapa ndipalwansha mutende kuri yemwe.
Mutende bandume mulishani.
Ndife bwino bankashi mulishani mwebo.
Tulese fia.
Busha mulengu fa bwino.
Tule myumfa bapili.
Muleka pie bature myumfa.
Apa ma disappointment yaba Zambia kabire filanda ba Munshya okutira ngole fokulwala BP ubwaiche akutamba bola yaba Zambia. Bola yaba Zambia ifwa kwa fyo kumfwa kofi atawe bachiratea elio bawinesi elio balusefi bantu bola yaba Zambia alopwesesho munensu mwinko amona fe balusa erwebere yon taken po bwaline na makansha atishito musalo mulando ali na amashoko so echo twisa mukula ndiko ati bola yaba Zambia baneni tamba ukule chitako fimbi fino ku TVBAKWETU ero kule ero lesha kofia chaba shana 3-0 efa ifwai kwa bola yaba Zambia eke ninja shokulunda ko pali wakateka wesu ba Lungu aladimo turando kutira mulira mfata ba mucheba pakanwa barate bantu bo turingire twambo kulache bapakanwa umuntu nga nabamulopola mulekeni alire kuti alire omusango uli wonse kabiri mukulira takwa batiyo alalira muri soprano alalira muri oto alalira muri bass takwabo kulira takwaba ishiwire omuntu afuire okuliriramo songa alelira tinalabwerera pampando nishi na uwini alelira kumulaba kofi abantu bonse bali ishiboko bati mpupu ni mpupu kabwalala ni kabwalala ero kabwalala ngafirwe fya kwiba alabala kanika ne toroshi yakwe ero ayashunguruka kurukungwa isaliba enecha ya mpupu so impupu shadi bakwesha ba very crafty emulandu wine nga chakwata kwete nefi akwiba kuti ayi bafene tebereri amafi pakutira ofefe wine ga ninji bapo so turando kwati mulira mfwa tabamucheba pakano nga turerando kwe bati Zambia tapeta kwata kwa history yakwati muntu kuti abwerera mfomu abantu amano yalapera limukula afyo muntu aindera muri inshira abwerera muri inshira fyonse firekana li branding ire bakonirira kwati yo tawa naipona nomba bafu abayikulirire instead batobololefye bambo kulalwisha babike kwempandulo ichishinga bomba bamunsha wesu ba PF te bakusakamana bali lopolo wakale eri mulira mfana o tabamucheba pakanwa na tumone FF bakula irishanya ifintu fyala chitike fine fyala alanga fyo kutira PF tayiripo na maka ndabeba lyonse ba PF atinsoni ebuntu ifofo ba group D fwe bakuba twali mwene twaliendere mumishi twale kumanya fyo ubunga buli abale twalira abantu bali firirwa okulya ka 10 kg bebera ififwe abantu twafira okulya na tupele imbushi shalwere ekifuba kikanga shiri amukulomba moxi upakirini kyati mwe bantu twalafwa umulando wakwati ubunga bwali onaika bwechepo bengeza landatiyo Alebwelelapo kabiri kwena kuti anda fata mwandini tumone fofo twinga kitako fimbira ngokuya mukulima umuchinshi ukatwalirira Munshya kwena kuti twalunda pona fimbi twanda na fimbi na tumone ko nabambira balande
okay aho chamfwika nomba if mwali bomba sana na tumfwa ero namfwala if you red apopera apo muri namfwala if you red nomba ama DCs achan muri nensansa
Munshya kabiri epara twisa muku kutuma na fe twaibo kubatawe na turolekeshe ifintu ifyala chitika kuma DC besu baticha lalubana chako bati ngama DC mwambe okula moneka imidare abachikulire ninshikabira abapungwe tabatwafuire sana mwamuna ba Munshya ama DC bafuire baba tabafuire baba
mfwe ni mbali mrefu abakote
abakote mwalishi ba problem
wale bomba no tukote
umukoteri ngiri
ba Gladys njafirisheni kona fo ku mutation ya chaushi nomba teti mutation ya chaushi mwebeneta mwabeba abantu ishinari yeno ya chaushi mwalifisa
tatupisa amashina yapa mutoto
ale ni kandeni
nilebo mwewa
ngalira limbi
nilyo lini
aho kanshi bamwe wachamfwika aleni basukeni ati abakote barefo okubatwala kwi
ba Philip mwalishi bati
bamwewa
emkwai nga twafyalwa twakula twabana abakashiana twaisafika mwaisafika pale middle age crisis era mukese etampa kuli okumitwala kuba nensu babatwala kunanikane babatwala kubasungira kuba chikulire nshabeti ati abakote nga mwafumi abakote muchalo mukashala nenshi ni shamano yonse mnanikane ya tatwaka kwate tukafumia kwisamano nga twafumia abakote mulefo kubatwala kwisa
nomba kabira apo pene mwalanda ba Gladys apo ba Gladys mwalanda na chaichi ne ilafwa ikwana ikwate misepera na bakote chaichi nga mwaisura fya bakote beka batine nindo shisheka shekesho balo shuma muchaichi temwa kuyalongana no kulongana omo so chaichi nga tabukira mwaisura fya bakote beka fumamo bale kulo
awe ba Philip
mwebo ati kubantu takwa bachisume efya imbire ba Glorious bande wakuchwe mpala atube akalumendo ati nikaka bale ubo mukote ati kalo shikatupwa aho mwandi ni bamusonda takwa bakuwamya ine anyway it's a mix. I think at least this is a mix balance of awakote with young ones like the DC for milenge again imbabwe shepo libala bwera bamusonda mbale Torama. Ima bamusonda DC wa kumilenge mwaiche mulumendo.
apata mulalanda ba Philip.
Bula busalo buli bwino sana.
Okay, it's fine. Go Konkanyen po ba Philip.
Nachilalanda kuli ba DC ba kumirenge ovasalire. Okay, nachilalanda kuli ba DC ba kumirenge. Ili bwino. Epara nachisa kumyanje vele mixing isuma. Pantu bumpandamano bufuma kuba kalamba. Namu mwana ba Munshya ifimwebo mwakwate mfu ikumyefu. Ni nshitwaishi bati twakwate mpandamano. Taturingire twamisha pambali. Lelo no kulya kwine kulafwaye kwa chisense mwasanga.
Ba Munshya chile muleka kwati balatampa okulamisita suspect twalamibika ku bench ati ubukote bwachila mu imyemfu mule ya ubukote bwachila ba twalamibika ku bench imwe mukala pera imisepera amafunde mwe bachikulire ku bench kunuma era mwaleta kwa imisepera kuntanshi pakwa batitulepoka kwa imafunde
umulandu wamfu kumwemfu ine bafiupu msonda baba size yandi
ichishinga fi kabiri akanwa kamyefu chamfui.
Okay. Mukabwera ko limbi ba msonda
takabepekesha akanwa kamyefu chamfui takabepekesha.
Yeah. Awo cha mfui kecho. Bachilupya.
Ba Munshya wesu na ba Gladys.
Inomulandu wamfui banjika to ubukote.
Ubuloshi.
Awe ba umfui te bukote awe. Naba ichibala kwa temfu. Just like ulupala. Na levo mbano mulumendo musungu mwaiche 23 years. Ali kwa te pala li alifikala kunuma. So namu ipusha iwe. Wafunya wize pale inobwai chatawe na batatefo bali na bashikulu. So ya mama jeans. Ero musu kutewa fitawe.
Ero mwapangana situation worse anyway. Anyway konkanye nipo. Amutisha nperia shidia lero.
Ilia shiba nandi ba Munshya wesu viewers. I think ba Lungu na ba penas. Na mupanga analysis bonse. Very good analysis about Balungu. Balungu is the one who made the PF to lose. Balungu is a destroyed brand. And PF, ni brand yao naika. You know, rebranding PF ba Munshya is like trying to repair a 1948 Belmont car. Where are you going to get the spare parts? That's PF. So, Balungu ngabalefo kuwela. I think it's good for UPND because they get lose again. But again, it's not good for political relations because mulamu PF ngabalelwa it's not good for Zambia. Because Balungu coming back ukabo lubuli ukabo kuipuma. Chifo kubomfela imbi we DRP. Ukabo kuipuma because I think what Balungu is trying to do. Yeah, what Balungu is trying to do. Now, Munshya, the question is, question number one, either question muipusha. Nishi aba pamupando pali ya bonse bafuaya. Nangubali lose chipesha mando bali lefo kubwela. Kaunda alefo kubwela. Chiluba alefo kuya pathetem. What happened kuliba Arabi? Caused so much confusion mwememdi because balefo kubwela. No maniba bashitasila chimutengo. Balefo kubwela. Why? Elo bashitasila. I don't know the mess it caused in the church in balefo kubwela because ningufana tasia na walefo kuisa 31 after ba wishinga bateka 5 years. Then tasila keseba kateka. So chichi chaba pali. I think tasila alishiba. Icha muweshe ku America no kubwela ku Lusaka no kutampo kupoka ma forest aya bagazeted alishibe fyabapo. But it's such a shame. I think we shouldn't be even talking about this. But again, Bamusha, it will affect our politics. It will affect our country because it just dents our image as a country. And it can even stop some politicians, some investors coming into Zambia because PF is the at the moment is the second biggest opposition.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a joke. And then Bamusha, when I saw those figures, Yama feeder roads, nachifo kulira kwati ni bakasonso. Fina bakasonso balirira.
Bakasonso tabalira muleba bepesha. Balirire ni kuisa mwama mwene pole.
No, Linda Banks is my witness. Bakasonso balirira. Ukumfwefo achulile mchifungo. Na lile jacket ya red afwele. Bakasonso balira. So, I almost cried Bamusha. Ni shibale chusha abantu baku Northwestern Province. And it's true Bamusha. A friend of mine 2 weeks ago twali mutumina tikamone kwefintu somewhere kuli Chief Kabijimpaga. Ni mfumu ikulu ili ya ku Northwestern Province. Aya jomba. Tepa talina pa Solwezi town. Chief Kabijimpaga could be about 20 minutes from Solwezi town, Ajomba. And then when I saw this Bamusha, Solwezi Bamusha is strategic for the development of Zambia the next 10, 20, 50 years. Ubunonshi bwa Zambia, bwalifuma ku copper belt, buli ku Solwezi. We're talking of diamonds, gold, copper, Kalumbila, new cities. Ninchi, elo mwinga monati uvukopo, no vupuba. Kwena nangu ni tribalism at the expense of the nation. Because ngakubi kendalama muchalo, ni ku Northwestern. Because they could ubunonshi bwa Zambia the next 10, 20, 50 years, 100 years. Yes, ungatakesa. No Baba Munshya, umuntu kuya Jomba. 20 minutes from Solwezi town. Elo nimfumu ikulu iyo Kabijimpaga. Ajomba. Misewe yali onaika. So it's really sad. And then Munshya na saloresha Muchinga. Muchinga 1,300 and something kilometers. Northern Province almost 1,900. Eastern 1,900. Southern Province 98 kilometers. Western Province 152. Luapula, I think it was also less, but not compared to Western Province 152. Northwestern 0. Kwena. Nangu mufuloyo. Nangu kupata abantu. And this is the man Bamusha. Wow, na wile chalwe. Fuku chikuchita divide. Alefo kuwela. But ingalefo kuwela. Akesa lose again. And it's good for UPND. But the only problem is Bakalwa. And it's not good for our nation. You know?
There'll be infighting in PF because there are several camps that are emerging already.
Yes.
There is Kambwili. The Kambwili camp is very animated because nakuchiriro chako asata they were even displaying nama.
Yeah, we saw that, which was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
So Bakalwa, but it's not good for our country because PF ikulu. But the other thing about Munshya, my analysis is the reason why I think Sila, Chimutengo tribalism, Lungu. Balefu Alebwelelapo nangu bekale pa mpando is because ebakwetaka saka kandalama. Abenga mu PF tabakwata endalama. So yabale shita campaign bale tabale umfa ba bomba DNA bulldozer lusambo. Ngaba ya ukabushi. Bale yumfwa ninkwata ishindalama ishingi. Chifumine kuli bakateka. So bonse ko bale amkupoka. Kwatfe kwa alifya kasaka ko bale amkubulamu. Nomba, just like Kaunda. If Kaunda wasn't there, UNIP was finished. So let's keep Kaunda so that we keep the money. Sure, obviously Kaunda takwete mpia, but alikwete abanankwe. Alikwete ama connections, ama networks, suko alefume mpia. So Kaunda ngatalipo nishita kwa vendalama.
Right.
I rest my peace.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Vomkelabai.
You're muted, Vamkelawai.
Kimanzibwani bo Munshya, kimanzibwani bo Grace, bo Gladys
Nisha.
mutwala.
Nisha.
Ati lwitumezi, kimanzibwani sichaba sa Jesus cha Sabulozi, Northwestern, Copper Belt, Copper la Chiwempala muchwani wa Chiwempala, and Livingston, unalwi ketile. Ba Munshya, spot on. You have
spot on. So we are all expected to read for them.
But you know, I'm a little bit abo mdala abo balela ndokutilati Alebwelelapo balefo kuchitafu fiuka wede kakutati babwelelepo kali akanyimbo balebe mbila ti akabwekelapo Atu balefo kuchitaba mubalabe kofi sentu balabe kotapali. These are, you know what, when we say last kicks of a dying horse, we have to be very careful because we don't know how far the kicks can go when somebody is about to expire, when the horse is about to expire, you know. So ababa mdalava, and that's why you can say that today the daughter has the audacity to come and start challenging the new government, the new dawn in the parliament, saying all kind of crazy stuff that the father failed to deliver. And we even wonder why, how, where has she been all that long? So you can tell that somehow, bawi sheva demu tumpika, kabiye kalandefi, kabiye kachitefi. So if you're bale for kulanda Alebwelelapo, he's wasting his time. Lungu, what he has to understand is one thing: the Zambian people never knew him. How he came to be the president, he just came to be a president. But after somebody and he happened to be the person that he came by chance. By chance. So for him today to claim that he wants to come back, and where is he going to even come back? Because his term is even already finished, legally speaking. This was his third term. He stood for the third time and he lost. But if he had won, this would have been his last tenure of office, according to his fake lawyers that advised him and those judges that made that judgment. Because according to what we know, what is in the book, in our constitution, that president, the Lungu, his tenure of office was actually last year. I mean, this last previous election he was not supposed to stand because he was not eligible, but he chose to manipulate, or he went through and talked to his people. They characterized, they made some connections, and they made sure that he stood. It started from ECZ by allowing him to go and file in the nomination. Just that act already told us that they already made a decision. They knew. So even when the matter was in court, it was just for formality, to achieve an outcome. However, the Zambian people spoke, kicked his out. He was kicked out.
They kicked his what? Were you trying to say something?
You can fill up the blanks. That's where I can just, from a television, Malavika can sound. He was kicked out of power. He was told, no, sorry, I think KBF was right by saying, let's take it to the public. And the public made a decision. The Zambian people made a decision after being subjected to so much untold sufferings.
Right.
And that's how we ejected him. So for him to have the audacity or to start insinuating that he wants to come back, whoever is advising him, he hates him. That person who is trying to advise him hates him so much.
That's your conclusion. To anyone who is advising him to come back, she hates him.
You remember that there was some president from France, I don't know, not France, but from Africa, who is so serious sick that he's supposed to be on the medical retirement. So he's been advised, stay on, even Walikwata stroke, just stay on. Olokwenda, his mobilities. So that is what they are doing to because they want him to come and be humiliated more, even when they knew that his performance was below par.
Yeah.
Let's not even talk about Kambwili. Muyesha no kwesha ba PF kuleta Kambwili. Kambwili is the reason why today you are in the opposition, together with Balungu Bene.
Yeah.
These two chaps, they are the people that made you guys. Not even two. I think BJ, what is his name again? This is gender-based monster. I mean, violent. GBM, whatever I call it. I don't know.
GBM.
These are people that made sure that they decampaigned themselves and they had no clue what they were doing. They decampaigned themselves.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you very much.
because you'll be humiliated further. On top of bringing back our money and our properties, those mansions to Mukusenda, we are getting them back.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's the emphasis. He goes with a bang. We are going to get them back. Our Jacob Kumdavarera that we've not accounted for the Solwezi Chingola road. No, that's not what we are talking about. We are talking about feeder roads, not the Chingola Solwezi road. It's a wonderful road, but other than that, that's not what we are talking about. So there will be another day for us to talk about main roads. Today it was a feeder roads, zero. Northwestern Province, zero. That's not right.
Munshya, immune system. People are so concerned about the. Yeah. Can you just wrap it up just quickly? Immunity.
Immunity for him to be removed. So it has to be the president who goes to parliament. So President HH must make a case. No to parliament. Parliament, the former president will be accorded hearing parliament. He will be accorded rules of natural justice. You will be forced to hire lawyers, and then it will take 2/3 of members of parliament to vote whether to lift immunity. It's a very long and winded situation to do it. Yeah. Is it possible? It will take a lot of political will, a lot of legal wrangling, and a lot of time to just remove immunity. But my approach would be just if you pay, that's easier. Just go for the property and
kupokera kumona amasuti n'amatai noto amukati wayapera kwa balanda.
That's Yambuli.
Munshya. I don't know whether I'm audible enough. Are you getting me there?
You're audible enough. Yes, you're audible enough.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, Munshya, I've been following you all along, and I'm so glad that today I'm live. I think we're going further. I just want to talk just one thing. On Friday, I want to upload regularly. Now, when I went there, I went through the villages, and they told me that here in Kariba, we are the same people who were displaced when they were building the dam, but we are not benefiting. We don't see electricity. Or they want a member up to Siampondo somewhere. They don't have electricity. If there's somebody who can help to talk through to the government, they need to be assisted. I said, anyway, we have got a certain group. I'm sure Munshya will get something tangible, whatever I'm going to bring on board. So if possible, Munshya, if you have an access to talk to those people, please, you can do that. Yeah, let me talk about the feeder laws. Yeah, it's very unfortunate, Munshya, whereby when I was going through to see what was happening in the previous government, this government, I am telling you, we should take question. We don't need this government to come closer to us. Otherwise, if you can allow this government to bounce back, I'm telling you, I think this one will be no longer Zambia. I think it's Chambia. To be Chambia indeed. So if we can, yeah, let's try to advise them to do what, to regroup themselves, but we don't need them to do what, to come closer to us. I personally, if this government will bounce back in 2026, I am telling you, I'm going to Zimbabwe. I want to be a Zambian, and I'm ready to do that because I've got a boat somewhere in Sinazongwe. We should not bring this close. This previous government, when we talk about tribalism, I think that's where tribalism was what was built. How I wish if we have got a big hole. Let's try by all means, all of us to bury this government, and we don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah.
Are you getting me?
Thank you, Siambuli. I think Siambuli is very categorical. He doesn't want the return of the Patriotic Front, and we share with his passion. We don't want the return of the Patriotic Front. On the Gwembe Kariba people, we are going to look into that matter and come back with much more information. But we understand that, yes, there's been systematic and generational issues that arise out of the building of the Kariba Dam. Very sad to how they treated the people, and I hope that there will be some redress. Actually, the government should try to compensate people that were displaced during the Kariba Dam construction. Gladys, any other things?
Any other things, I would just say that but PF valitipwa. But they are cursed. And we don't Tule fire and kanama cases.
Yes, any member, you know, we have several.
It's a party. They move with one ideology. It's a party. They have one vision, one ideology. So Tule fire ma cases yabo. They are cursed. But wali ama cases yabo kumishikumu.
Kuisa kwenu.
To be honest, we don't want them. They are cursed. So and they should not even be back. They should not even be near leadership. In fact, abeshukulu babone fishukulu batabake seberela bafintu balechita bakula berenga baleremba abalemba ma books baleremba they're going to pay for what they are doing,
right? What
they did and what they have done and what they're still doing.
Some comments. Jab says, Linda Banks, how are you using MTN? I think maybe Jabs is on Linda's platform because we broadcast to Linda's platform as well as TVBAKWETU. So asking about how to support TVBAKWETU. Right now, we only have stars and subscriptions. Maybe at a later stage, we are going to do the other platforms as well. So sorry about that. Dr. Tommy says he's from Cameroon. I think he's referring to what Kelaba was talking about, that president who can't even, who is sick and people are still keeping him in power. I think it's both Gabon and Cameroon. It's extremely sad. Abigail Kaumbwa, Bakwetu, I like your TV program. I follow it closely. Thank you. Passive Profit says, Gladys, you are shining today.
Oh, thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. Thank you.
I think these are your friends from YouTube. Because you have a lot of friends
by YouTube. I have brothers and sisters from another mother. We are twins, and I love them all.
All right. Thank you. This has been a presentation of TVBAKWETU, Elias Munshya here in Canada, as well as Gladys Storm in Denmark. Denmark is near Sweden. Thank you for having joined us today, and we are going to see you again very, very soon. Stay strong, keep together. God bless you, and God bless our country.
And they should